Today Uncle Mike is feeling pretty down. He's gotten himself into quite a mess. Fukuoka winters are brutally cold. The sun shines but gives off no warmth. A few people sit by the river. Lost in thought, Uncle Mike came to Fukuoka for work. His client was someone from the Fukuoka Art Museum. Everything was going smoothly at first, but then he rounded a corner and bumped into someone. The ceramic piece in the other person's hands crashed to the ground. The sharp, crisp sound made his heart sink. Now he'd really done it. The person he'd bumped into was a master craftsman. The piece was supposed to be displayed at an exhibition the day after tomorrow. Uncle Mike just stood there, remembering how it felt as a kid when he broke his mother's vase. That mix of guilt and panic. When he walked out of the museum, Fukuoka's evening lights had already come on. Everything happened so suddenly, Uncle Mike couldn't even manage a bitter smile. Anyway, feeling sorry for himself wouldn't put food on the table. Better to get a good meal first and figure things out later. Walking down the street, he spotted an izakaya glowing warmly ahead. It looked pretty lively inside. This place specialized in fish dishes. You could have them steamed, raw, or grilled whole. Too many choices can actually leave you frozen. So he just asked the owner to recommend something. This duck was wrapped around eggplant and rolled into little bundles. He took a bite. It tasted great. The duck was firm. The eggplant was soft. Then Uncle Mike discovered there was another menu. The choices hadn't gotten simpler. They'd multiplied. The sashimi was sliced paper thin. He dipped the fish slice in the dried fish, then dipped it in sauce before putting it in his mouth. The flavor profile completely changed. The rich intensity of the dried fish wrapped around the delicate freshness of the raw fish. Underneath was something like the creamy richness you'd expect. The braised fish was thick and substantial, but cooked until it was tender. It fell apart the moment he picked it up with chopsticks. This stir-fried vegetable dish, salty, spicy, and crisp. The fried pork knuckle had a golden surface, fried to perfect crispness. The first bite gave him that satisfying crunch. Then he bit into the tender meat underneath. That's what makes fried food so good. When people eat something really delicious, they stop caring about appearances. They just eat faster and faster. The miso soup was made with fish skin, steam rising from the bowl. There were still bits of meat clinging to the fish bones, really flavorful. Uncle Mike put all the remaining sashimi and dried fish on top of his rice, poured some yuzu vinegar over it and mixed it up. Now he had a seafood rice bowl. The owner was chatting nearby, talking about his experience working in high-end French restaurants. As Uncle Mike listened, his stomach seemed to empty out a bit more. Uncle Mike opened the other menu, sea urchin cream pasta for 210 yen. He couldn't see much sea urchin, but there was plenty of cream and seaweed. Uncle Mike twirled the noodles around his fork and put them in his mouth. The pasta was coated in thick cream sauce, but the noodles still had that perfect al dente bite. As he chewed, the sea urchin inside began to break apart. Sweet, briny flavor immediately burst forth. After the last bite, the plate was empty. Uncle Mike figured expensive things really do taste better. Thinking about it, Uncle Mike realized he was being pretty shallow, but happiness is actually a simple thing.